Hi everybody, I'm Todd Fryatt. I'm the founder and CEO of ECA Solar. I've been a solar developer since 2010. Today we're going to be talking about some common pitfalls of solar developers. We've done a lot of these mistakes and hopefully you can avoid them. So first off, let's talk about being spread too thin. One of the most common mistakes that solar developers make is they enter too many markets and they're trying to do too much at once. Establish your revenue model, establish your business model in one particular state, maybe two. Prove that it works before you go into another market. Deliver, get results, and then slowly and organically build from there. Every new state you go into is like setting up a completely new business. There's new landowners, there's new utilities, there's new laws, there's new regulations. Be slow, be careful, and be cognizant. There's a long list of failures in our industry that were much bigger than us or much bigger than you, from SunPower to SunEdison and even Cypress Creek. Focus your resources on one, maybe two markets, go from there. The second common mistake that people make a lot is having financial models and timelines which are not grounded in reality. Have you ever achieved from cradle to grave in 10 months? Do you really think you can get to notice to proceed in less than a year? Are you realistic about the time it's going to take to permit the project? Have you looked at a full permit matrix? Have you gone through all the timeline bombs that may exist for a particular project? And if you really thought deeply about the cost, is your site discovery accurate? Meaning, do you truly have an accurate megawatt size or system size, including production yields? All those things, add up to, is your profit projections accurate? Is your timeline accurate? In most cases, those are highly overly optimistic. Dilution. So just take the money you need. If you don't need to raise money, don't do it. If you're giving away equity in your business, you could end up working for someone else. In fact, whenever you take someone else's money, you do work for them. You may think you're the owner, but ultimately you work for someone else. You could be diluting yourself out in any number of ways, whether it's a personal guarantee, whether it's a preferred return, whether it's any host of debt covenants. A lot of people do joint development agreements, co-development agreements. You're diluting yourself out, and there's a real cost to that. You may not realize the cost of that, but it's significant. So raise as little money as you will need, and no more. If you're lucky, you don't have to raise much money at all. And you can still operate your business, start small and grow it organically. Just be patient and use as little capital as you possibly need. Big bets. So from time to time, some solar development platforms will take a big, large bet on either future legislation, let's say in a particular state. Extremely hard to do. The odds are against you. So if you're betting the farm, betting the company, betting your future on a new statute coming out, you're doing the wrong thing, and I think you're taking much more risk than you should. Again, start with one or two markets that are enabled, grow from there, and then you could add on markets that are not enabled with statutory legislation. But that's a risk. No one knows what's going to happen in these state houses, in these legislative bodies. Bills are easy to get excited about. Bills are great for talking about, but they're a long, long way from actual statutory legislation. Those are two very different things. Last but not least, choose your partners wisely. Who you decide to do business with is going to be critical to execution and your ability to remain in business. It could be the right or wrong EPC partner. It could be the right or wrong investor. It could be the right or wrong finance partner. Have you really done your due diligence? Have you talked with other solar platforms that have worked with that particular group? Have you vetted them? Have you established proof of funding? Do you really understand their chain of control and their approval process? Those are all things to think very, very long and hard about before you get into bed with another partner, whether it's for engineering, construction, or on the investment side. But I would think twice, measure 9 times, cut once when it comes to deciding who you're going to do business with.